Hey everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. I know it's feel like forever since I have posted videos. There's been really long gaps in between. Just been slacking, my bad. But I have had a lot of streams going on, so always feel free to come out, check out, hang out in the streams. And we do have Twitch going on too. So if you like Twitch more than YouTube, I'm on Twitch. So when I'm streaming, I'm also on Twitch as well at the same time. So feel free to come hang out in those. And you may have the opportunity to have your account reviewed during that time. So if you got questions about gear, what tech to work on, things like that, come out, hang out, and we'll go over all that. Tonight was a lot of fun. We had the Enemy Buster going on, and it did not disappoint. Usually Enemy Buster is pretty boring on a lot of the older servers because people just shield up. They don't really fight. There's other things going on. This week, there wasn't really much going on. So thankfully, a lot of people had shields dropped. There was a lot of fighting going on. We had a lot of fun. And, I saved a couple battle reports. We'll go over those in a second. But just to show you my battle history here, lots and lots of fights going on. This was a good fun that we had with Server 118 and some of the other servers that came over and alliances that came over to our server fighting other teams that we jumped in on. All right, so let's talk about an account real quick. Mr. Denali, he wanted me to take a look at this because he lost, and I think the only reason he lost was because of the Murphy and the tactic cards. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not beating this missile team. But he also has Swift in the back row, which does make a pretty decent difference. If you don't know, Swift in the front row is a common tactic with missile teams because of his auto attack ability is really, really high. His auto attack is better than his tactic ability. So you put him on the front row, add him in the back row, and your Swift right here is going to do a ton of damage. Otherwise, though, everything is 20 or higher for the weapons. You really want to focus on just having one of them at like 20. Or sorry, all 3 or 4 at 20, and then push one up to 30 instead of having a couple different levels on these other heroes. So having McGregor at 23, Adam at 22, Swift at 26 doesn't quite help you as much as if you were to have Swift if you're pushing him up to 30, and then later you picked another hero to level up to 30. So if you look at my squad on the right here, I have Murphy in there right now, but Carly, if she was in here, she's at 20. So I have 2 level 20 heroes. Diva's at 30, pushing Lucius up to 30 as well right now. And then Murphy will just go back on my tank team. So that's what I would say as far as the weapons go. And then going down to the gear, this is what can make a big difference as well. When you put Swift on the front row, he has the gear for it. He already has the gun. He has the data chip mythic. You give him the mythic armor piece and the mythic radar up in the front row. In place of Adam, and he's good to go. The only thing here that I would say would be, you got a level 3 gun, a level 3 data chip on Adam, a level 3 data chip on McGregor. You have an armor piece and a radar on Fiona that are both 3 stars, and then a 3-star armor, a Tesla, 3-star radar on Swift. So a lot of 3-star stuff going on here, and as everybody knows, I always say groups of 2. That's the best way to do it. Go level 2 and then level 4 on the star upgrades, because that is where you're going to get the damage reduction on most of the armor pieces, radar pieces, and then the data chip as well. All 3 of those provide damage reduction. And then the gun, level 3 is not a huge deal, but level 4 is when you get the increased crit rate again, which is always very helpful on damage dealers, not so much on your frontline heroes. So the first thing I would do if I had the goal to do so would definitely be break down that level 3 gun on Adam and level up either his data chip or McGregor's data chip up to 4-star. And then I would break down the Fiona armor piece and finish off one of the radars for either either Swift or working on the armor piece on Tesla, getting that up to 4-star. Just, it's so much better if you have the 4-star gear instead of having a bunch of 3-star gear. The damage reduction that you get from those can be very, very beneficial depending on the teams that you're running up against. If you look at my team and where a lot of my star upgrades are at, that's kind of what you want to do. I have things moved around here because I have Diva up in the front row, because I wouldn't have Diva in the back row with all mythic gear. Whoever my defensive person was in the front row is definitely going to have the mythic radar and the mythic armor piece. Okay, that's enough of the gear. Let's talk about skills. This is another place where I think some mistakes may have been made. Like I was saying with Swift specifically, his auto attack is actually better than his tactic ability. So leveling up his auto attack and then putting him on the front row, that's where you're going to get the most damage potential out of Swift. So the fact that his tactic ability is maxed out, not his auto attack, is actually hurting him slightly. Tesla, however, yeah, his tactic ability is better than his auto attack, but those skill medals would have been better if they were in Swift and Swift was in the front row. But you could also run Tesla in the front row. I've seen that before. It's actually not too bad as long as you have your Swift or your Tesla maxed out and Tesla's gun or his exclusive weapon is maxed out as well. And then Fiona, same thing. You want to make sure you got that auto attack maxed out. So get that maxed out as soon as you can. Not to say those changes would have made that big of a difference in the fight. I think some of the gear, if the if you had Swift in the front row, you had level 4 data chips on all the heroes as well, instead of the level 3 gun on Adam, and then maybe some level 4 radars and armor pieces instead of the level 3s. I think that may have made a little bit of a difference as well. But honestly, this team is just a little bit broken. So it's hard to say if that really would have helped you win. It would have been a little bit closer. All right, and then this is the other thing too. Looking at the drone here, you have 180 on your drone level, but your missile is not, you don't have all level 5 drone components, or sorry, skill chip, sorry. I don't know if that's because you were working on aircraft before and you switched, because looking at tech here, you don't have a ton in the mastery tech either. So I don't know if you were running aircraft before or not, but it is kind of strange that you don't have all level 5s on the skill chips. And two big important ones are going to definitely be the the quantum field, and then the armor. So those two specifically for missile are super important. Quantum field, for one, gives you the damage reduction. So if you get it up to level 5, it is going to increase that to 12 plus an additional 1%, 3% for having that combat boost level increase. And taking a look at the damage output, you can see Tesla and Swift pretty close, but if you had Swift in the front row, you would see his numbers really jump up there. All right, and then a bonus little content for you. Deerfly actually reinforced me when this guy went to hit me. The first time he hit me, and then he got through my team, so he tried to hit me again. He bounced off me the second time, and then Deerfly went and reinforced me. And so you can just see real quick how big her team is. You know, everything else is pretty much maxed out. 269 on the drone. Lots of power there. There's the gorilla for you, level 7. Everything pretty much maxed out. 56% on the tactical weapon. Tons of power on the tactical weapon. You can see how much power you get from that tree specifically, because there's almost 5 million power difference between her and this other guy here, Crazy Frog. And if you want to see real quick how fast this team works, less than 20 seconds is all it takes to run through this 61, almost 62 million air squad. Here come the auto attacks. And then one more. And that's it, folks. Just like that, gone. The same team that ran through my first squad and then my second squad just obliterated in 20 seconds. That is it for this episode, everyone. Thanks for hanging out, watching this video. Please hit that like, subscribe button as we get close to 10,000 subs and we get ready for that big giveaway here in a few weeks. Take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.